Greetings, fellow architects. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Lycan Legion. Episode 85, Planning the Last Villa. The first thing I want you early birds to do is to vote on where we build our last villa. So here are the choices that I've come up with. We could build it here. So this is choice number 1, and I'm going to label it down in Roman numerals, because of course we're in Rome. So this is choice number 1. West of the Meat Ranch Lake. So we would change or move the pasture zone so that it maybe makes use of the outer walls or something like that, and put the villa here. Number 2 is in the inner city where the old stables were. This spot. It's very possible that there's not quite enough space here, but we could bust this wall down and annex some of this space down here if we need it. So this is option number 2. Inner city walls where the old stables were. Number 3 is south of the meat drying buildings. So this is option number 3. And obviously it would be something like this. It would take up this room. So it would probably push this barn out a little bit, but it would be around there. Option number 4, east of the Central Republic Villa near the East Gates. So here, I would mine up as much of this material as possible and nest it into the mountains just the way the Central Republic Villa is. So it would be sort of a mirror of the Central Republic Villa. And then lastly, if you hate all 4 of the choices I came up with, you can vote for 5, which is to come up with your own. So knowing that we are going to start working on yet another villa, the last villa required for the victory condition, it would be a very fine time to amass marble blocks. I would say last stream, we got to a point where we were able to sort of balance our colony needs. You know, the hauling, the farming, those sorts of things. We did add, in the stream previous, another farm, which helps, certainly. There's also this farmland, now that we have this gate, that we can start to make use of. We did stop making use of this farmland only because it lies outside of the gate that is unguarded and locked down. So I figured it was not worth using. But being able to preserve meat into jerky so that we don't have meat spoiling constantly has been a real boon, a real benefit. Surprisingly enough, not a lot of our protein actually comes from the meat ranch that we had built, but I suppose that's fine. Alright, I am going to set up some hunters to do some muffalo hunting while waiting for you guys to resolve this poll. And I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm happy with whatever you end up voting on. I just want to get the last villa built so that we can wrap this series up. Alright, let's go force target. And the whole herd got pissed. It's fine, because they're all about to get bolted down. It's not... Oh, wow, they're all already down. Not very sporting, but, you know, whatever. And you too, Ray. Nope, rescue. What are you doing back there, bud? Dead Meat Gamer, Azaroon, thank you for the resubs. Welcome, welcome. So now that we have the meat drying, I don't really have to worry about meat spoiling as much, so I can sort of hunt whenever there's like large herds. Previously, I was hunting just a little bit of meat at a time so that it wouldn't, you know, we wouldn't have a surplus and it wouldn't spoil. But yeah, that's really not a concern anymore, which is great. if you haven't yet voted, please feel free to do so. But it does look like option number 4, east of the Central Republic Villa near the East Gates, is going to be the winner of this poll. And I might, if that's the case, actually break this granite wall down and use this marble wall as part of the new villa. So it kind of shares walls as a mirror image of one another. Something like that, because I don't really need a double wall. It's a kind of a triple wall, wall, right? So we'll do something like that, if that indeed becomes the case. The stage is, I don't know, like a 5th done or something. It's gonna be a minute, I think. Don't have a lot of corpses in there, but I wouldn't mind burning them up. So, Cerise the Fire Mage. See? I added something to, little flair to your name. Have yourself a nice huff puff and blow the corpses down. So if we want to start gaining the Eastern Republic's favor, Brigantium is actually pretty close by, unlike trying to talk to the Central Republic. So it's not going to be too hard to run ourselves out there for favor. So it's more just trying to get the villa up and running, and that's a sizable amount of work. But luckily I have a lot of people working on that. The amount of stone cutting and quarrying that I've got, kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. You know what I just realized? So here is the benefits of the new senators, and likely I am going to court multiple senators at once. So we have Turte Sandwick, which offers bronze working. Bronze is kind of an inferior metal to steel, but it does have the benefit of being sterile. So it's not quite as good as sterile tiles, but it is good for like kitchens and hospitals. We have the crafting bench, the cement making. So cement making is like a building material, a sort of a generic building material to replace specific stone. A wood-fired crematorium, which we're using impids for our crematorium, but that might be nice. And then Tyrian production, which would allow us to start making our own proper Tyrian fabrics to replace the togas that are eventually getting tattered. Yoda's having a bit of a whiny fest behind me. I don't think my mic picks it up, but if it does, I apologize, because he is... I don't know what he's doing. Pissing and moaning about something. So it looks like you guys want east of the Central Republic villa. So that's exactly what I'll do. Let's get rid of these plans. And there's a few things I wanted to do to prepare. One is to cut the mountain back all the way to the overhead mountain to make the most use of the space. And also to remove the natural resources like the iron that is in this hill. And then destroy this wall because it is really no longer needed. And to use the wall that already exists in there. The marble wall that we had already placed. I would go so far as to say I probably don't need this wall either anymore. As this wall was originally to keep this villa safe from the gate, but this isn't our main gate. This is not our defensive choke point anymore. So even this wall is relatively unnecessary at this point. On top of all of that, let's go ahead and start stockpiling all of our marble here. I'll just call it Villa Marble. Error, thanks for gifting out a sub. Cheers. So the current priority isn't just the theater, and start building the last villa. Shaman Merchant, coming in. Darius has an inspired trade, but he is currently in his dire Lycan form. But he'll switch back in like an hour or two once sunrise happens. Like in-game hour, not IRL hour. And Rivino, thanks for the resub as well. Alright, Darius. Where is... Oh, there. Oh, they have caribou and sheep for sale. Interesting. I have no interest, but... Cool. They have a lot of gold. Or we have a lot of gold. They have gold too, but I'm just going to sell a little bit of gold because I don't think we need 1,300 for anything. Pretty boring trade here, but are we allied with them? Kambaro's kinship? No. Oh yeah, we are allied. Okay, so then let's dismiss. There was another thing pointed out to me, which is we don't have enough seating in the last villa we built. I somehow completely forgot to make chairs for them, embarrassingly. How many did I just queue up? 7? I think we need 8. Right, because 4 and 4. Actually, what did we do in the other villa? I think we had 4 at the poker, 5 at the, Okay. Well, with that in mind, I think they're due... The central villa is due a double strand chair. So we'll try to fix the chair situation, because, like, only one person can dine at a time, and that is completely incorrect. Hey, Stochastic Turtle, thank you for the resub, too. And I want it to be as high quality as possible, so I'm gonna have Darius be the one to, like, finish these projects. So the question I have... The slave that works in here is Juhu. Can Juhu, which is the... Central Republic Villa. Central Republic Slave. No, Juhu does not have access to this room. So let's grant Juhu access to this room, and I'll do the same for the Western Villa Slave. Because this is where we're making, like, spare furniture to be reinstalled. So this is the one chair they were long overdue. The other thing is shelves. I think this... No, they have the bare shelf. Never mind. Yeah, I can't believe I overlooked that. No, actually, I take it back. I totally can believe I overlooked that. That is a totally me thing to do. Jespis with a work frenzy. Nice. Nothing like a senator that doesn't do work a day in his life to have a work frenzy. So useful. I think, as a result of all of this, we are out of cloth. So, I don't think it's unreasonable to go on a trade run for it. And Scipia has a trade inspiration. So I'm going to send her and, like, a armed escort out to buy cloth as it is something that we now need. Gagu. Take 1, 2, 3, 4 horses. Why do I have the... okay. Take the bird skin, pig skin, light leather, plain leather, lizard skin, and a whole lot of the blue fur. Take some ambrosia and psychite tea for the road. I'll toss the thrumbahorns out. Some tattered clothing flop hats. Old shields that nobody uses. And silver. As far as travel supplies go, hay and, let's say, pemmican. And Scipia, before you leave, work drive Darius. That is a lot of marble there already. Nice. Hopefully this villa won't be so slow to build, unlike the previous ones. Maybe we got better at villa building. I guess we'll see. So it looks a little weird without a wall here. So I think what I'll do is, just to keep this area safer from this gate breach, I will build a wall like this. So this is doubled up and sort of enclosed. So our middle city's a bit different, but like functionally kind of the same. So that is all the cloth that we currently have. I could start sewing cloth in here, but I think it's going to be easier for us to just buy it. So now the Central Republic has all of its chairs, and the Eastern Republic has more chairs. I mean, they had like 1 and 1, and now they have 3 and 2. So it's better. It's not ideal. It's not fair yet, but it's better. Alright, have they... Are we waiting on Gagu? Gagu's missing some toes. Kind of slow. But yep, they're off and on their way. Perfect. So, about 1,700 marble in that stack. I actually don't really have a concept of the total cost of a villa. I, like, never marked down how much marble that it actually used. But if we need more than what we already supplied, it's not going to be too much effort to grab more, I don't think. Alright, so they're headed over to Calicia to look for slaves and cloth. Both. And I think we're probably over-jerkied. Upon closer analysis, yeah, it looks like we've got lots of jerky. I'm trying to combine some, like, stacks of stuff to free up shelving. Merging stacks. Because that's not high up on the priority of haulers to do, but it does save a lot of space when they do it. Alright, Darius, I think because of how quick you mine, I want you mining over constructing. And I'll do the same for Tranlamry. So that we can figure out the footprint of the villa and then start laying out the plans. New lovers. Joshua and Colostrum. Okay. That's awkward. Because Colostrum is a slave. I guess that's certainly not unheard of. Hungry pet animals. Yep, that would be a problem. And animal starvation. What I am contemplating is I don't think there is any... Okay, I think what I'll do is clear the hay off of this and clear the hay off of this because it's very unlikely that these animals will require that much. And then try to get haulers to move this hay where it can do more good, feeding the starving animals. I could also move corn in there if that becomes a problem. Because yeah, it seems like they're just moving the stacks. My only worry about using corn is it's very easy to go from like 4,000 corn to not enough corn and we're starving in a blink of the eye. It's happened before, and I can definitely see it happening again. And these beggars need beer? I'm sorry, what? I mean, I'll give it to them, but what? You don't need... well, I guess if you're an addict, you die without it? But that's a very loose definition. Like, when it's herbal medicine or silver, I kind of get it. But beer? Seriously? Alright. Whatever. Charity is charity, after all. So, I guess it's not unreasonable to consider offering Colostrum citizenship. My only worry is that being incapable of dumb labor, but also a fast walker, if we do make Colostrum a citizen, they will then subsequently refuse to do dumb labor, and they could cook. But a cook that doesn't haul is a cook that makes a mess. Often. So I will ask, should we offer Colostrum citizenship? And this is a result of the relationship with Joshua, who is a citizen. Because they're not going to sleep together otherwise. Put 5 minutes on the board for that. We could make the other one a slave. Yeah. The opposite could be true. If you vote no, I can always say, should we enslave Joshua? I wonder if Joshua would be even a capable slave. Careful shooter, pretty and abrasive, and also a cook? Well, they both could work in the kitchens. We don't really have a law. The thing is, to enslave Joshua, we don't have laws that say you can't have a relationship with a slave. So he hasn't, like, done anything necessarily to warrant. But once you get back from your trade trip, we can hold a trial. And if found guilty, we would enslave. Make it a bit more fair, maybe. Yeah, if you refuse to haul, you can still indirectly haul. So if you're like a cook or a butcher, you will... The problem is, with a cook, you'll make like a meal and haul it to whatever is designated for hauling. What is going on here? The ground is becoming more fertile because of snow, but it's not snowing. I'm so confused. So our Hunger Pen animals didn't actually end up getting food. I will put corn in there. I'm going to regret it, but I'm going to feed them. I could harvest this hay grass. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'll just harvest this early. Maybe it's the snow melting? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think you're right. It was a snow melt. I didn't realize snow melt could do that. That's pretty cool. Now, the other issue we're going to have is if the villa's here, they're going to need a road into the villa. So I'm going to need to, like, make a proper road for them. And I don't really have a lot of granite. So I might need to do a little bit of, granite quarrying in preparation for that road. Because otherwise the senators won't be able to actually get to where they're supposed to be living. Just that like I did on the last villa, I'm gonna replace the walls with stone ones. And then we'll start laying out the building. If you haven't voted yet, please feel free to do so. It's a pretty tight poll. Wonder where you're actually going to haul that. To a shelf that already has food. So the other thing I could do is to set stack limits. So set like a stack limit for the low population areas much smaller. So that there's more hay to go around. Perhaps I'll regret it, but that's like the only way I know how to feed them now. This is so weird. I can't, for some reason, haul this. Maybe there's no valid shelves? I, like, can't click that hay. Like, at all. Alright, looks like, Colostrum will be offered citizenship. It's a little tricky to do. Actually, no. If you were released, I think you would join us. I'm gonna just double check and save, but I think Colostrum belongs to our faction, so like offering citizenship is a little bit easier. But I'm saving just in case I'm wrong. So slave, you will be emancipated. This slave will return to being a colonist. That's what it says, but trust but verify. I'm surprised the caravan is still on transit. I guess it is winter. Okay, they arrived. Priscia, you are... No, thank you. Actually... Very neurotic, but, like, doesn't do work that we need and has a bad back. Yeah, no, never mind. Jogger, psychopath, ugly. You're a psychopath that's ugly. You're just gonna get in a fight with everybody. A creepy breather. Yeah, no, no thanks. Agent. Okay, you're a double agent. Engo. Neurotic. I mean, he could fight. He could be a gate guard of some sort. Should I buy Engo? Having another brawler is not a terrible idea. They're baseliner. They don't have any health problems. They are neurotic. I don't know. It's up to you. And then the last one, Kate. Trigger happy, but doesn't have any skill in shooting. It's pretty encyclopedic deaf. Also could be a meleeer, if we want. So, I think what I'll do is buy both, and then see what you guys want to do with them. Engo joins as a colonist. Kate joins as a slave. Kate, are you... Okay, so Kate is unwaveringly loyal, so I'm not going to buy her, because she'll never become a colonist. So I'm just going to buy Engo. Cloth is what we came here for. I don't know if that's enough for the trades that we wanted to do, however. So I may want to go to another town and seek out other trade opportunities. But I did buy Engo. And once Engo gets back home, I'll poll about what to do with Engo. Wow, they did all the drugs. We bought them and they were like, you guys have drugs. I will do all drugs. Thank you. Great. Okay, so let's go trade with Brigantium then. Brigantium. What is going on with the whole, like, I'm not allowed to haul things thing? What? Well, what the hey? So, hay is allowed here as a critical priority. And... how did the release of the slave go? They are no longer a slave. They're a citizen. So, assignments. You are... What are you actually capable of doing? You can't really fight, so I'll give you a bow. So you're going to be ranged. Perishable foods. Social drugs. No villa or guest citizen. I'm going to move you to the bottom of the, or second to last of the ranged. And we need some sort of weapon for you, I guess. So let's make another great bow with Elba. Is there a mood boost to being emancipated? I believe so. Hey, we have Carpe Diem. Interestingly, no. There was no, like, I was emancipated. There was the I was enslaved, so they're pissed. Seems backwards to me. But that's fine. We will, of course, need a double bed as a result of the new Emancipation, so I will get that going. Yeah, just RimWorld logic. I've been granted my freedom. Damn them for ever having enslaved me, is apparently what the consequence of that. I don't get it. I don't need to understand. Just laugh at the nonsense. I'm trying to get a excellent bed. And Doris here is like, haha, you wanted a higher quality bed? Good luck with that. He is struggling with that task. There we go. Alright, Joshua's old bed was legendary. Probably don't want to break that down. Severina's I will uninstall. And put Severina here. And then this bed is reinstalled. For Colostrum and Joshua. It's getting cramped in there, but, you know, it's still extremely impressive, so I'm fine with it. So the cobblestone roads are nearly finished. I'm gonna get a little bit more material for that. And here is Colostrum's new clothing and everything. Quest failed. Yeah, I don't care. Still don't have a bow, I think. Yeah, the great bow hasn't been made yet. But the shelves of hay did eventually make their way out. Yeah, some of the stuff I can't right-click. I don't know why. It's like bugged. Speaking of bugs, let's like just save and load. Maybe it will magically work. Who knows? Cheers. When in doubt, save and load. I'm sure it's part of the, like, stack. Yeah, alright. I can right-click it now. Magic! I don't know. Just game being silly. Alright. Hey, hey, lazy. Get up and man the scorpion turret. Kill me some raccoon. Oh, what was the last message? Inspire taming with Livia. Oh, well, okay. Maxis instead. Oh no, it came back. Show me what you got. Good job. If you got RimWorld now, what 2 DLCs would I recommend getting first? Biotech and Ideology. Hands down. And then after Biotech and Ideology, Royalty, and after Royalty, Anomaly. It's not that Anomaly is bad, but a lot of Anomaly is like the mystery and intrigue, which once you interact with it once, it no longer holds mystery or intrigue, right? Ideology, well, so Ideology has the way less game content than Biotech does. Biotech by far has the most stuff. But the reason why I would rate Ideology the highest is it's going to increase your replay value more than any of the others, because Ideology will drive you towards very certain types of colonies. You know, like an undergrounder colony, or you know, a impid colony of flame-obsessed impid colony, so on and so forth. Which will increase replayability considerably. Whereas Biotech adds a lot of content. an incredible amount of content, but its replayability is a little bit less. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Lycan Legion, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 29th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Lycan.